Saturday night, March 31st in the year 2001. As you can see, we got Joe who is talking at the counter to me, and he's indicating, do you want me to hang around here, in case you have any problems with the kids? And then, he wasn't that much of a hurry. I said, you want to stick around in case I need any help, It does get busy at times, but in the meantime, as you can see, the kids are all up front. One's playing the game. Well, they're being pretty good right now at this point. So he's still talking to me, and here comes one of them now. Here comes a customer. He's looking around, and that's one of the reasons I'm concerned, it's the customer that comes back in there all the time that wants to run. I want them to come back. I don't want them to be scared away because the kids are, messing around or making noise or whatever. So you can see now he has to walk around one of the kids just to go in the back. He wants to get a tape. But that's what my concern is. So Joe was telling me, they're all right. I won't say anything. If you want me to say something, I'll tell them they have to leave. But I said, well, as long as they know how to act, it's okay. Nothing's going on. I wasn't too busy at that point. But what usually happens here, they start coming up. Now here's one of the kids. He's going to go right away into the back. So he's going to the back to play a game. So now everybody else is up front. What's going to happen here? They all start, and he comes back up again. And here comes another one. And I'm going to be fairly busy, trying to keep caught up with everything and pay attention. I'm trying to stay focused on the customers. I don't want to, be distracted. Joe is telling him there. It goes, see, right away. That's Melissa there at the counter, the girl right to the left of the screen. I mean, we know them, and they know us. So it's all the reason more that they should understand we're not trying to be smart or fresh with them. You say anything to them, they act like you're picking on them. They get very defensive. All Joe's doing there, he just happened to walk his dog, and he usually stops in case I need anything. But right now, the customer's looking at the DVDs, and now everybody's starting to go into the back of the store. What's good for me, if I'm busy up front, I'd really rather have them blocking the counter or anything. Unless they know how to act back there. Okay, so Joe's, talking to them, and it's the way it should be. We're not there to create a problem. The store is there for a service, we have that people want. People come in and they want to be, watch the customer, and see what Joe said. He'll stay around. He said, so he can kind of watch the back while I get busy up front. I'm telling this customer if he wants a DVD, well, nice when you can give the customer service. I think it's time that I check in the back of the store. Just want to hold on 1 second. Okay, well now we're in back of the video store. Everybody's up front, of course. You just saw the front. Now here comes one of the kids back there right away. He's looking at the games. He's going to play the game. Here comes a girl, Melissa. She was just up at the front counter. Now she's going to get nice and comfortable, eating popcorn when she knows she's not even supposed to bring that in there. If she wants to bring it in there, it's fine. She was already told, but she still continue to, they do what they want to do. It's another girl. But as you can see, it's fine. They're not really, making that much of a commotion. The problem is, individually, there's not a problem when there's one or two. But once it starts getting 3, 4, 5, you wouldn't believe the amount of noise. Yelling, screaming, kicking the machines, all kind of things. Laying on the floor, sitting on the games, and they're not supposed to be doing that. But what am I supposed to do? Have someone in there to watch them, just stay back there and wait till they come in and just stand there. So that's why we have the camera. So that's the eyes and ears of the store, it's the camera. Camera being on. They're aware of the camera. They know about it. Either they think that the camera is just there for fun for them, to look at the camera and wave at it and do things like that. I guess that's what they think it's for. It was for security reasons, the camera. It's for the safety of the customers as well as the safety of the store. That's all it's there for. Because it is a big store, and in order to have us protect it, well, we need to have it. And it's on for that reason. Someone could come to the store, something could happen. So people feel safer knowing when they walk in the store that it is. We posted it on the front door. That it is, being monitored at all times. Again, that's for the safety of the customers as well as ours. Now see, she's got popcorn. She's not satisfied eating the popcorn back there. What's she going to start throwing it now? Joe's coming back to check. Since he's around, he decided he would stay around, knowing that he sees so many kids in there, and he knows that there's customers in the store also. He's trying to keep it under control. Because unless, these kids realize they're being watched, but even at that. Okay, so I think at this point, while Joe is doing that, I think I'm going to check up back at the front of the counter, see what's going on. Okay, we're back to the front of the counter. Everything's kind of quiet right now. And you see a couple kids playing up front. But again, this is, it'll be fine, you see. He's going to go in the back. So this is what it is right now. Most of the time they've been hanging in the back because they figure that nobody sees them, they can pretty much do what they want to do. But, we don't want to spend time, I shouldn't have to watch these kids. We have customers in the store. But they don't pay attention to that. They're just want to do what they want to do. And that's the way it is. So I just want to, kind of show how things developed here. Now here comes a customer to me. He's not too happy. He's already telling me, that it's a little noisy back there, Frank. And I said, well, I understand. I have someone here that's kind of helping me out tonight, and and I'm sorry for any inconvenience, because he was looking through the store. He's been in the back there. And of course, see, he's a very, very good customer. He usually rents a couple tapes 2 or 3 times a week. So I don't want to be upset because of the noise of the kids. So, he said he understands and everything, and because he sees Joe there also, so he knows. And Joe told him, "Don't worry, any problems? I'm here. That's what I'm here for." Everything seems to be all right. Joe talks to the customers, I'm busy. Trying to, give me a hand. So I'm running around now getting the tapes. In the meantime, while, I'm trying to keep up with everything here, because it is a Saturday night. And you can see it's dark outside. So know it's around 7:30. And everybody's in the back now. So I guess, while I'm doing this, and they see Joe is up front, and they see I'm busy, so now they all go in the back. So I think it's time for me to kind of check in the back there. Okay, you can see it's calm back there right now. As we just saw up front, everybody was up front. I kind of showed it right before they come back there, because right now at this point, in a few minutes, everybody should be coming back there. It's not just one goes back there, they all go back there. I mean, they talk to each other, they carry on, and, it's just one of those things. I don't like the fact that we have to be worried about them. They're trusted to come in there, see? Now, this girl's old enough to know better. Her name is Lauren. And she's a little bit older. You would think the kids, since they're a little bit younger, you would think she would. Instead, she's worse than the rest. Now she's on the kiddie ride. Sitting there, and it's kind of too big for that. See? Stick their feet up, disregard for anything, They're back there to have a good time. They don't care what. Now, you see, now here comes a customer that he's not even a customer yet, and he's walking around the store. This is all starting to go on now. He walked back there, and we're trying to keep an eye on him since he's new, you know. And, you know, he's not paying any attention to the kids because he's probably there to kind of want to look around. Here comes another one of the kids, another big kid. See, the one kid's playing the game, but if you notice, not too many kids are playing the games. And you see the machines, there's 3 machines there, and you see, look at this. Girl's falling off of the game. Just to sit there, you know. And you just see this guy, he's walking around, kind of looking around in the store. So we're keeping an eye on him. See, he's not even a customer. I mean, he's not a member, put it that way. Now he walks all the way to the other side of the store. So Joe is up front there, kind of keeping an eye on him. And this kid going back and forth. There's another guy that he's with. These 2 are together. That's what goes on. People walk around the store like that at any time. If you say anything, can you help me? No, I want to look around. So we let him look around. Now the kid's going up front again. Here comes another guy. And there's a girl. They don't have a membership. But they're, you know, I don't know. They didn't get a membership either. They ended up just hanging around back there also. They see the kids hang around, so they figure, you know, they don't even know what's going on. But everybody likes to go on a spot of the store where they think that nobody sees them so that they can do what they want or say what they want. But, you know, it's just the way it is. You can see why we have to have the camera. Because it couldn't possibly be in 2 places at once. If I'm up in front of the counter, I have to keep an eye on everything there. So, but this is a Saturday night, March 31st in the year 2001, around 7:30 p.m. Okay, now they're going back to the front. The kids are staying back there doing nothing, just hanging around, walking around. I mean, I know the kids, and, you know, I know their parents, and it's not like something I want to be telling their parents. Because parents were going to they'll deny it to the parents. Oh, no, we weren't doing that. We played the games and leave like we always do. But since I had this videotape, well, it doesn't look that way. If I have to show it to them to convince them, I will. The purpose of this is constructive, to see what we can do to better the situation. That's why I'm doing all this. I'm going to put the games there and figuring that that's a good spot for them to go and play. But they're not playing the games. It's more hanging around. You know, a few minutes is one thing. We're not talking about a few minutes here. We're talking about 45 minutes here altogether from the time they come into the store. I'm only just making this tape as the highlights, really, to show some of the front of the store and some of the back of the store, what's going on. This all occurred around the same period of time. You see now, here's another one. And that kid that just walked there with his back to us, see, look, he's going to lay on the floor. That's Patrick Dunn. Now he sits on the floor, laying on the floor. Look at that. Kids at that age, tired? What are they going to be when they're 40, 50 years old? Think they'll be able to even walk around? Can you believe that? No. Kids are standing and leaning against something at their age. Here comes another girl. Just count how many's there. Don't you think that's too many? I mean, they need to find a place to go. I mean, I know it's inside. I mean, they know they're off the street and they feel safe in there, of course. It's comfortable, it's, you know, whatever. Now, see, the one kid in the corner, his name is Rob, and he's playing the game. He's going to go get change. He has 5 nickels, and here comes, I guess, a customer wannabe. He's walking around over there, and he's looking at the game. The girl's sitting there with her back on top of the kiddie ride. Now, is this a big joke or something? I mean, it's just not. See the kid still laying on the ground? Yeah. Laying on the floor. The kid went there and got his change. He's coming back, and he's playing the game. You can see right there. I mean, it's just too much. Too many kids. And we went through this before. We've told them before. No hanging back there. No. They just don't. I don't know. They think that they can do it. That you can't do nothing about it. Look at that. On the kiddie ride. Just to sit there, you know, just a place to sit. One boy, he's playing the game, as you can see there. Switched back and checked. See, now they're looking up at the screen. And when it's on the screen, the TV screen, they can see exactly the same thing that we're seeing now. It seems like that they just think it's just on the TV screen. They don't realize that it's actually being recorded. See? I see the one kid, Rob, he waved. Now they're all looking. I got their attention there, didn't I? See? They don't think nothing of that. I mean, they're being watched, but I don't know. They think it's just at the moment. You know, maybe just on the screen, but not being recorded. Well, it still doesn't mean anything. It shows you that if they reacted to that, you would think they would want to not do anything, knowing that they're being watched. Now he gets up. Why? Because Joe comes with the dog. How come he got up? He was so comfortable. How come? I guess they realize it. You know, they know they're not supposed to do what they're doing. Joe is telling them nicely, you know. And see, there's Matt. He's waving to the camera, and he just thinks they think it's for fun. The camera. To see themselves on TV. Well, now they can see themselves on TV when I play it back, and I'm telling you what's going on there. Joe is telling them, you know, he's trying to do it nicely. You know, he's doing it for the story, you know. That, you know, he has his dog there. You know, the dog is not going to go after them or anything. But they see now they act afraid of the dog. See, they're jumping all up. Look at that. Joe is trying to make them realize that, you know, don't mess around back there. So now they're all jumping up on everything back there. You can see, you know, I pretty much know all of them, you know, all the kids because of their parents' rent tapes there and all. You see how many there is. I mean, anybody would tell you for that small area and the type of business that it is, it's a quiet place normally. We don't want to disrupt it with all these kids. Now, Joe is even getting disgusted because they don't want to listen. And he knows I'm busy up front at this point. I'm getting busy. So there's the other guy that was, I don't know what he was doing. Looking around, he left. All right, there's Matt playing with the dog. There's another girl looking in the window there. I mean, I pretty much know all their names. But it's just, you know, individually it's not so bad. It's just when they get together like this, too many together, that's what causes the problem. And they all know better. But to them it's a joke, you know. And one left, another one comes, one leaves. Remember, you know, back there is away from them, you know, the front of the store. But customers do go back there, and they do complain. They never complain if there's one or two kids back there playing the game. Nobody ever complains. But when there's that many, they wonder what's going on. They don't understand the customer. They know they want a movie, and they don't want to be aggravated. Of course, I appreciate the fact that they tell us, so I know what I'm going to have to do then. When it's busy in the store, then the games have to be off, and they can't play. And if there's no games on, then they can't go back there. Because it's just milling around and just hanging around. There's another customer. To show that the indication that normally there's not that many customers walk around. This particular time of day, it was busy. Joe's around, he's trying to tell them that they have to leave. And the customers, you know, don't know what's going on. He's telling them, and they say, no, we're not doing anything. Why can't we stay? We want to play the games, and we're going, you know, we're not going to do anything. And they're telling that to Joe, but Joe, you know, really doesn't have the say in the matter. I mean, the video store is responsible. He's just coming in as I guess a good Samaritan. You know, he would stop in the store normally because he's done work in the store. So he, you know, and he also knows some of the kids because he lives in the neighborhood also, and he knows their parents. So he's just telling them, get done playing, and then you'll have to leave. But again, you see that they're not making any effort to leave. Of course not. Now, right there at this point in time, nobody's playing the game. Not even one person is playing the game. Well, see, now they're pointing to the camera. See? They're aware of it, but, you know, tell these kids anything is like talking to the wall. I don't know, I guess where they would go. I guess there's nothing for them around the neighborhood. So I've talked to a few parents, and they say the same thing. That there's really nothing for them, no place for them to go. So if they're not in school, well, I guess they go to each other's house, I guess. But I guess nobody would want all these kids in their house, would they? hanging around like this. I mean, it's a place of business, you know. You can just see right there. Nobody's playing the games. See, pushing, fighting, making noise, and it's all this noise you can hear up front. You see that they're just playing around back there. It's not like you know, if everybody's playing games, it's one thing, and then they were sitting there waiting nicely. No, they're using the games to sit on instead of play. See, they're milling around. You know, they don't know what they want to do. Of course not. They don't want to leave because they were told to leave. They want to leave on their own, so it doesn't make it look like that they left because we wanted them to leave. And we went through this before, and we're trying to, you know, I'm telling Joe not to do anything, not to get, you know, nasty with them or anything, because all it means is, it's happened before, if I say anything, or Joe says anything, or anybody says anything, tell them to get the heck out, and that's it. What do? They'll go outside. They'll throw stuff at the store, or they'll throw eggs at the sign, or something like that. They've done it before. There's a retaliation because they were told to leave. We're trying to see how long that this is going to live, but you can see now. Look at this. You think that's nice back there? Look, playing around with each other. They think that that nobody can see what they're doing. That's why they want to be back there. Well, when they see this videotape of what they were doing, maybe next time when they go back there, they might realize not to do this. See? Now, lifting each other up like that, not only is it stupid, it's like someone could get hurt. And if someone gets hurt in the store, who's responsible? See, now, as soon as Joe comes back there again, of course, everybody stops. They're not doing nothing, but they're not playing the games. The biggest point there is if they're back there because of the games, then they're not playing. So if there was no games back there, they're still going to go back there? They're not renting any tapes. I mean, a couple of them have memberships. They all don't. Most of the time, they don't rent tapes. One time they ever come into the store is to walk around, look around, maybe play a couple of games. But as you can see, how long this is now. Because Joe is going to, you know, told me he was going to stay around until, you know, they leave, so that, you know, to kind of give me some coverage because he sees I'm busy up front at this point. I'm getting a lot of returns and rentals. And, you know, and they just, I don't know. Joe is trying to get them out nicely, you know, little by little. He's not trying to you know, he's welcome back, and the fact that he's there makes me be relieved at the front. Of course, I know someone's back there. It looks like they're deciding to leave right now. But finally, they you know, got the message, you know, to leave. And Joe is telling you go too, you know. Okay, see how many was in there? So now, I guess I'll you know, we'll go back to the front of the store and see what's going on. Okay, we're back up at the front of the counter now. And you can see that the kids are already starting to all come towards the front now. And they hang up at the front. You tell them, you know, nicely, and they block up the counter. And I'm trying to tell them, you know, he's going to, you know, keep the counter clear. If somebody comes up, don't be jumping in front of customers. And here they come now. They should all be coming up here. Joe's trying to talk to them, you know. So what's wrong with you guys? Don't you know better than that? Okay, so here, still, you know, they went halfway back in the back again. So I'm going back there to see what's going on. As you can see now, everybody's back up at the front again. Of course, you know, they're all talking, and they all mill around and they hang around. And they just, you know, much as I keep telling them, standing right there watching them, but yet they still, you know, they still insist, you know. And here comes two customers. Even though they're kids, they're coming in to rent a movie. They didn't come in to hang around. And you can see, you don't even see them talking to them too much. They're not even interested. They know how to act. But in the meantime, you know, they're carrying on there. Now they're deciding to maybe Joe is trying to get, you know, slowly get them out. But they don't want to listen. Still keep hanging there. See, so now there's, this kid here, he's running a comedy. They like to rent comedies. We know all the customers. So it's nice to see I'm getting some rentals out of all this. When most of the time it was just all hanging around. So now they left and everything seems to be quieting down a little bit right now. But see, I mean, I don't have any sound on here for a reason because they make so much noise. I wouldn't be able to talk over the tape to tell you what's going on here. I think why at this point it's around 7:45 on Saturday night. Around, this is March 31st in the year 2001. They know you want them to leave. They've been told to leave, and they still keep hanging on. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, I'm looking at the time, wondering how long. How long they're going to stay there. Because if one or two start leaving, then they start to go. We're trying to do this without any kind of incident. I don't want to be calling the police if I don't have to. That's why Joe's hanging around. He can keep them like a little bit, they know that they're being watched. Okay, let's see, pretty soon, now some customers are going to come. There's customers walking around the store. Because that's what happens in there. All of a sudden I get busy. There's people walking around the back now. So now that they finally left. So that's good. But we can say nothing really happened. But as this tape indicates, these are not kids that just happen to walk in off the street. These are kids that live in the neighborhood that have been coming in that store for a while. And their parents also come in and rent tapes. And we want the business. We also don't want any problems. USA Video is in the video rental business, not in the game business, arcade games. The games are there just for the customers, so that they can relax and take a break sometime if they're for enjoyment, entertainment. It's a video store, so if you have video games, it's not like it doesn't belong there. It's a place for it. I guess right now it's quieted down, so we can just go back over this tape and see what we can do to improve the situation. This happens every once in a while. It continues to happen. Tonight just seemed to be a little bit more than any other night. And you could probably see outside the window right now, at the front window. They're all out front. They're making a lot of noise. They're fighting. They're throwing things. You can probably see that the right-hand corner of the screen. See, they're still there. They're still hanging around out there. Imagine all those kids outside in front of the store. Customers don't even want to come in when they see that. They scare the customers away. And then you can still say, I'm waiting on the customer now, and everything's the way it should be. I mean, this is a Saturday night. And it's the busiest day of the video store. And everything's set up properly there. Everything's working and all, and everything's at the best possible standard right now. And we don't want it ruined. You can see now, see? These guys walk in the store. They was in here before, these same two guys. They're looking around. They're not even members. Because Joe asked me, and I said, well, kind of keep an eye on them because, I get busy and I can't watch. I mean, these are the customers. I know all the customers. So Joe is up front in the right-hand corner, and he's keeping an eye on things. So now it's nice when you can take care of the customers and you don't have to put up with that. See this guy? He's just wandering around. Look, here's another one. They just walk in the back. We ask, can you help them? No, they just want to look around. So, okay, here we go. Kids come back in again. Now they're going to trickle back in. They run into the back. Well, there's two more back there. Just when you think they're all gone, now they start coming back in again. And this in and out at the door. People trying to come in. Okay? See what I mean? Two more again. Now, it's like, there's going to have to be, it's going to have to be stopped. And here comes a customer. See, now it starts to get busy. The kids had already left. Now they're coming back. And that's what, trying to show the front as well as the back of the store. Another customer. See, everything's fine. It's not a problem. Customers, they belong there. We want them to come in. As you can see, I'm waiting on customers. More customers are coming in. And these kids are all in the back of the store again. See, Joe is still there, up front, talking to the customers. Because everybody knows him also, because he lives in the neighborhood. I think we better check in the back of the store. Okay, we're back in the back of the store. Well, showing back there before they come back there. Because while I'm talking to you, they're on the way back right now. So in the meantime, we can see. Again, they was all up front. They went out, they came back, and now they're all going to start to come back in again to the back of the store. I mean, it seems to be too long that I think that they're in the store. This is something we're going to have to determine, how we're going to work this out. Because so we have an understanding. They don't seem to care, I think, is the word. They just seem that they're out, out. You see what I mean? All back in the back again. And you can see here, it's the same thing all over again. Okay, I see the biggest problem here is the fact that they just go back and just to hang around. Well, I think I want to go back and check the front of the store again now. Okay, we're back at the front of the store again. As you can see, it's calmed down a little bit now. There's a couple kids playing up front and some kids in the back. Not too bad that way, but it's just that I don't know. I don't know what to say. Is that when it's busy in the store, it seems like that's when they're around. When it's slow, of course. And they could be running back in the back every minute to look at the kids or tell them to keep quiet. They should know by now. There's also customers in the store. At this point, I know there's customers in the store because I'm waiting for them to come up to the counter. I don't want to miss them. Make sure that they've already told me. They want to look around. That's right. Come back in the store right away. Head for the back. The new hangout in the neighborhood, right inside the video store. The new hangout. We're going to have to do something about it. It's not a hangout. It's a place of business. Nobody's going to tolerate it. We've been fair and all. We try to do the best we can. But, this is going to have to be resolved. Years ago we had all the games up front. Same kind of problem. A lot of noise and a lot of hanging around. And now we split it around, and the same thing again. Again, I'll repeat. Biggest problem is when kids are like 2 or 3 together. It's not so bad. Of course, you see that's when they get out of hand. I noticed that. 1 or 2, I never have a problem. Just a couple up front, no problem whatsoever. But again, when there's certain ones get together, that's when it starts. Not only that, not only disrupting the store, they disrupt the front of the store. They're all outside in front. They make a lot of noise. When people don't like to come into an atmosphere, they come in. We want to create the atmosphere that people want. We're not. There's always improvement. There's always room for improvement. Running back out. Not only that, they stand at the front door. They talk to each other. They block the doorway there, and we don't want to have that. So, again, like I say, it's only this guy's been hanging around the store quite a while. They're finally leaving. They just wanted to look around. So, you see the customers coming in. They walk by. But the thing is, in and out. It's bad enough that they're in making a noise, but they run out, and another one comes back, another one comes out. So it's not good. Well, no, they seem to think that they don't respect authority. That's for sure, because they know someone's been working in that store a while, that knows that store and trying to improve that store. you would think and when they always see the same person in the store all the time, it's not like they're going to come in the store. If one person was working at the store, then they come in. If that person wasn't there, they wouldn't. They come in any time. It doesn't matter. I mean, there's customers, as you can see. And this customer is in the back, and he's just starting to rent again. And I don't want him to get upset because of the kids. So it's just going to be a thing. I mean, it's been happening every so often, but it seems like this was the night that for some reason it was the worst. So Joe is, been hanging around there only because, he knows that at least if he's around, anything, they start fighting or anything back there, I can't leave the counter. So he's trying to, he's checking the front because there are some hanging out front also. I think I went over this enough. But the biggest thing here is what we got to do is I'm going to have to start talking to some of the parents. Because I know if I say anything, the parent's going to say, well, if they're causing trouble, just tell them to leave. If they make too much noise, call the police. That's all they say. Because if they ask their kid anything, the kid's going to say, oh, I didn't do anything. We were all in the store. We were playing the games. They deny it. We have customers coming in all the time here. I mean, I'm fairly busy. And I like to keep the traffic moving. I don't like to be stuck there. I don't want to get stuck when I shouldn't be stuck because of distractions, of the kids. I'm focused there, and try to stay focused. And it's very difficult when you're being distracted like that. I think this would be a good time to, let's say this is about the end of it. They're still hanging around. Eventually, the outcome here, nothing really happened. It's that they came in, they hung around in the store too much, the kids, made too much noise, disturbed some of the customers, and I'm going to have to, this is going to have to be resolved. The only way I can think we can resolve it is to, at certain times they're not allowed in the store when it's busy. Or if they do have to come in the store, no more than 2 or 3 can go in the back. Or if they want to come in, they can come in with their parents. Or one of the parents or an older person to supervise, because the biggest problem here is with this situation was that there was too many kids in the store and not that many were playing the games. I could understand if they're spending money. They're like any other customer. But if they're not, then there's no need. That means if there was no games, they're still going to come in the store and hang around. I've told them and told them and told them. I'm tired of telling them. They don't seem to want to listen. I've told them individually. They seem to understand. But when they're all together, they forget all that. As you can see, I've been busy like this. And these kids are in the back. I was showing you earlier on the tape that I'm steady busy and I have no problem. But you see all the customers keep looking back there. The reason they're looking because they hear it. They wonder what's going on. And I'm pretty much, no matter how busy it's been in the store, I've been able to keep everything rolling. And that's the main thing. The customers in and out, and the customer be satisfied. I want to keep the customers. I don't want to lose customers because of the kids. I'd rather not have the kids in the store. It's as simple as that. As it is, at times. Now again, I'm going to be busy with customers, and I don't want any kid, Another customer, everything's working like it should. We have everything set up there. And they do, customers, they come there because they want to come there. They like to come there. We want them to like to come there. We want to keep the business, going. That's the only way. We need customers. See, now there's a couple of kids playing up front, no problem. See, now they're starting to leave now. Finally. Look how many. See how many? Just count that. There's like 8 kids right there. And you think that's quite a bit? Another one. This is like, Joe's right there. He's going to try to stay around until they actually leave, They're reluctant to leave, And finally. And that's going on for quite a while. We're talking about like 45 minutes altogether. By the time they first come in, they stayed a while. then they know. You see, because Joe doesn't usually stick around like that unless if he thinks something is going on. I mean, it's unusual. He's not usually around at night. That's very unusual for him to be around at night. But, you know, it was nice of him to do it in case I did need a hand. I do appreciate it. Okay, finally. I guess that's about it. As you can see, he's making sure that they're finally gone. I mean, as it is a Saturday night. And if you figure, it's dark out already. You know, the kids do live around the neighborhood. I mean, there's no hanging around. I don't know what else I can say. I think I just about said enough. But everything's back to normal right now. I don't see any more problems. But whenever anything usually does happen, it usually does happen either Friday night or Saturday night. Because that's the day when the kids don't have school the next day, of course. Well, I think it's business as usual. And Joe tell me if I need it. He's telling me if I need him, just give him a call if anything happens. And I told him everything should be all right. You see, like he's telling me, he's even surprised. He doesn't believe it. You know, to see those kids, you know, the way they are. He doesn't, because he knows some of them. He knows their parents. I mean, some of the parents of those kids have worked with him on jobs and stuff. He can't understand why they do that. He doesn't really believe it. If he wouldn't have saw that and been there, he wouldn't believe it. But again, you see what happened there? It was very busy, and then all of a sudden, because it was actually busy earlier. Now we're getting around, like, I guess it's about 8:15 on a Saturday night. I think it's been busy overall, and it's still, after this, it continues to be busy, though. That's why I don't want any incident there. I guess we probably handled it I guess we handled it best we could, considering. No, I don't think there'll be any repercussions, because they seem to leave, because if they're going to do something, they're going to do it right away. If they get, you know, I guess, to be fresh or smart, you know, they'll you know, throw something at the window. Now, you can see everything is, like I said, back to normal. Joe's going to finally leave. I think he did his Good Samaritan for this week anyway. Okay, I think I'll just end the tape right now. Again, this was videotaped in the video store on Saturday night, March 31st in the year 2001.